Looking at probability in a two-way table, first of all, a two-way table shows a comparison of one possible outcome for two different events. For example, here we can read down the columns and see what is happening in the Eastern Cape, but we could also have a look sideways in the row to see what is happening with minibuses in the country. So we can read two different types of probabilities. Right, for example, we want to look what is the likelihood of a crash occurring with a particular type of vehicle and in a particular province in relation to total crashes. So the first one we're going to look at is the probability of having an accident in a minibus in Gauteng as a percentage. So the first thing we're going to have a look at, we are looking at minibus accidents in Gauteng, which is this one here, 278. And we are comparing it to Gauteng itself. So we would look at the total number of crashes in Gauteng, which is 3,155. So the probability of having an accident in a minibus in Gauteng is 278 out of a total of 3,155. And remember, it's far easier to see what is going on if we convert it to a percentage. So if you go and do that in your calculator, you will see that it is 8,811%. So in Gauteng, the accidents involving minibuses out of all of them is 8,811%, and we can round it off to 8,8%. Right, let's look at the second one. Another example of using this two-way table. Where are you more likely to have a minibus accident? In Gauteng or Limpopo? So what we need to do, we've seen that Gauteng, the probability of an accident there was 8,8. Now we're going to do the same for Limpopo, which is this column here. Remember, columns down, rows across. Minibuses, so there are 139 minibus accidents out of a total of 1,483. So what percentage do we have here? That is going to be 139 out of 1,483. Change it to a percentage. Go and get out your calculator. And if you work that out, you will see that it is 9,437%, which we are going to round off to 9,4%. So if we look at each province individually, there's a higher likelihood of having an accident in a minibus in Limpopo than Gauteng. Now we're going to have a look at the two-way table as a table of probabilities. Where in South Africa are you more likely to have a minibus accident? So what is happening now is we have taken each of these values from this table and we have taken our total value as 15,318, whereas what we looked at before, Gauteng compared to Gauteng, Limpopo compared to Limpopo. Right, so let's have a look here. Where are you more likely to have a minibus accident, Gauteng or Limpopo? So if we have a look at Gauteng, this time we are going to see, so the probability of a minibus accident in Gauteng is going to be, we still only have 278 out of, but this time it is out of our total, which was 15,318. Change it to a percentage, and when we calculate that, we get 1,814%, which rounds off to 1.8%, which is seen over here. If we did the same for Limpopo, you would have calculated a 0.9%. So Limpopo was 0.9%. Now, this shows us a completely different picture. Now, the difference is because the comparison was not vehicle to vehicle, as we did Gauteng, Limpopo, but we took Gauteng to our total in the province, Limpopo to the total in the province, and because Gauteng has that many more vehicles than Limpopo, that is why you will see a different scenario or a different outcome, because we are looking at the entire country. For more practice on this, there are the pages, page 225, exercise 1, 229, exercise 2, 232, exercise 3, and 234, the summary and questions. The last aspect that we want to have a look at is the probability as a fraction. Well, that would have been your value. So, for example, here, it is your value before you convert it to a percentage. Where we had the scenario with the balls in the bag that Paul was drawing from, black ball, he could have gotten 9 out of 64. The pregnancy test, an inaccurate pregnancy test, is 27 out of 1,000,000. So it's a chance, 27 out of 1,000,000, which is very, very slim. The other thing is prediction. So this was an excerpt from the World Health Organization. Globally, almost 3 times, which was 2.7, as many males as compared to females die from tragic road injuries, accounting for the largest sex differentials in mortality rates from an unintentional injury. Injury and fatality rates for males are higher for every category of road injury victim in several developing countries. So not only did we do the statistics for road accident fatalities, men and women, we showed that it was a prediction. We didn't actually look at the values, but here we have a kind of an idea of the values. So that is why insurance companies have used these kind of statistics to have specific tailor-made female insurance policies where they charge less than would normally be charged for males. For more practice on this, exercise 1 on page 225 and exercise 3 on page 232.